Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 3 of the Vampyr stream. Now that my internet is stable again, actually it has been ever since they fixed it, but we had an outage on Saturday which stopped me from streaming. Any rate, I am your host, Iron Dragon. When we last left off, we had just discovered that one of the nurses from the hospital was blackmailing the lady who's been basically bankrolling the hospital. Actually, you find out later that she donates a lot, but any rate, she was blackmailing the hospital to get money so that she could run a clinic for the poor, and we made the decision to basically become her partner in crime, deciding that we weren't going to mention it to anyone as long as she stopped blackmailing the lady. Hold on a second. Incoming phone call. When are those people going to learn? They keep calling about socials. They keep calling about Medicare. And I'm like, call me back in about 13 years. I'm not that old yet. So, on with the game. We've got some people to help also. Lots of people back at the hospital suffering from fatigue, which is small wonder considering there's an ongoing epidemic. I never can remember her name, but Ashbury, that's it. And let's see. Ah, yeah, Harry Peterson, the boy with the anemia. And yeah, she probably would. Now, I know I heard Harry's voice just a second ago.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Hello, young man. It's me again. May I come in?
I told you before. I don't think my father would agree with that.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you...
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
You know, if he can literally see blood the way he does in the game, he'd be great at diagnosing anemia.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reid. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Oh, I'll have a little talk with him.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
That's all I
Even
need
my
from him for now
dreams are
anyway.
soaked with glue.
It's locked.
Dear Mr. Peterson, it is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for the time spent at our office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife, but it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which expressly reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed Wet Boot Boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to reward first the candidates who pass the small inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Sincerely, R.D. Harper. Ain't that always the story everywhere, pretty much? Really hard for former convicts to get a job. Well, we've discovered a few new things. Joe can't find a legal job. Joe's extortions put Barrett Lewis in a tough financial situation. Joe and Barrett Lewis used to be good friends. And we learned a little bit more about Barrett, too.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
You're late.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Right then. Show me what you have.
I definitely intend to buy some stuff from this guy, especially... Oh, might as well do it. Can sell a few things too, I think. I mean, what with all the cigarette cases I've been finding, what's it going to break down into? Although the cigarette cases I'll keep, I mean not the cigarette cases, the watches I'll keep, because those break down into springs among other things. Oh really, that tiny good handle part. Well, I may not need that one.
You're late.
Cheap
Where's
price,
my money?
good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You again? What do you want this time?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
There'll be more on that later. For now, I wish this map didn't work this way. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. You can't click and drag the map, and that annoys me. The only way to move the map is basically zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
And there's more we'll have to learn about her, too.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good source of ingredients.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, that's the one door into West End. Well, we can't go there until later anyway. Don't you just love how these dead bodies that I had already picked the pockets of suddenly have more stuff on them? Gosh, it's almost like someone is going around putting stuff in their pockets. Probably gonna have to fight a few vampire hunters on the way out. Or not.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Burn it, boys! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
I don't, thank you.
What are you doing?
was doing okay until the other two decided to show up again.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Boys! See how fire! Its head! Burn him! That's what you do with leeches. Burn you fucker! Doesn't like burning, does it? Burn it, boys! Crush the leech, boys!
There we go.
You'll pay for that!
It's mostly about not letting them corner you and gang up on you. Now, we have a lot of people around Pembroke Hospital who need help. Let's see. Well, those are all inside the hospital.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again. Do you need medical attention? Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reid.
Yeah, I didn't think there'd be anything new.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reid. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
Well, there is one good thing to be said for the dead. They don't complain much.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reid. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Yeah, I thought so.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reid. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well-deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
That's another one down. Thankfully, her son also doesn't need my help. Need to find Dr. Aykroyd.
Don't waste your time.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reid. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
And this guy.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reid.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Okay, who else? Oh, let's see. Pippa has a cold. Milton needs fatigue medicine. So does Gwyneth. He needs a treatment for cold. Can't do a thing about that guy's migraine. Yeesh.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reid. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay, now it's just Pippa, and I can help Newton too. Really?
I cannot enter. Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You were wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
That's that one done. Now to see Pippa. If I can find her. There we go.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reid.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Okay, for now I've helped everyone I can help. Now let's continue the main plot and talk to Lady Ashbury out here. And find out who this unknown is that's with her.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reid. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway.
No problem, Mary.
Tell me.
And thanks for stopping in.
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
What type of vampire is a Scarl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
And that opens up the light stamina serum, if I had the right blood samples for it.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Let's see if there's anything else I can get from them.
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
Perhaps too capable. Nurse Crane also ran an illicit dispensary in Whitechapel. I had to ask for her resignation.
I see. Well, we'll just have to manage without her assistance.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
We'll talk later.
Well, we know Dyson is needing treatment for fatigue, And I'm not sure who all else is over in the docks. Oh, that reminds me.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Well, it's entirely possible your sister will tell you that herself. I mean, she is his sister. He asked about could my conversion have been an accident? Maybe her conversion was. Oh, come on. Yeah, and hello, Chameleon June. Yeah, you can bite them. You just have to stun them first by depleting their stamina, and then you can restore your blood supply. Although what makes it funny to me is that you're attacking vampire hunters with a wooden stake. And they killed me. But of course, my quest takes me this way, so I have to turn around and go right back. And fight these three guys again. That damn right arm shield of theirs. I'm gonna have to remember to upgrade my weapons the next time I'm back at a safe house. I mean, I can't do much to upgrade the stake, but I have enough trigger parts, I can probably upgrade my guns and stuff like that. Thanks, Chameleon June, I appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by, I appreciate the support. Oh, there'll probably be more vampire hunters in here, too. It is, after all, their headquarters.
It's locked, all right.
Petition letter. Mr. Bates must stop. For months, for years maybe, Cadigan Bates has exploited us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. Mr. Bates must stop. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together too and soon and demand an immediate change. Well, at least now we know a little bit more about Cadigan. And, unfortunately, his tenants, some of which turned. Oh, but they're not strangers. You think I don't know they're your tenants?
Don't touch me, you disgusting ants! What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages. This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
An unreadable text written in Braille alphabet with just the title in Roman alphabet. Cure for blindness. Now, back to the one I was doing, which, Well, turns out I'm in the wrong building. Although I suppose it helps him that I was, huh? Joy. More vampire hunters. Dead again. Because of that damn shield of theirs, which lets them stab me for a shitload of damage. Unfortunately, I have to turn around and fight 3 more of them again on the other side of that gate.
Bloody crime!
The nice thing is, it literally will not let you waste time in the middle of combat picking up the stuff they drop. You have to wait until after combat is over to pick up whatever they drop. Which is perfectly fine by me, because there are so many games where you can accidentally be like, oh, hey, loot, and stop right in the middle of combat and get shot for it. Report about Pembroke. 2nd November from Scout Lewis Cagney to Mr. Jeffrey McCullum. Object, Pembroke Hospital. Survey, vampire activity. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, we can confirm vampire activity there. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against a skull by the canal, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires, protected by those bloody traitors of the Stole. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements and heavy gear. Well, so much for their documentation that they were going to send. Oh, whoop. The great hunt, hail to our fallen comrades. Hail to their bravery, for we prevailed. The guard prevailed, my brothers. We hunted them down, the enemies of mankind, hidden in the dark tunnels of our modern cities. We found them in their nests and dens, and they perished. We brought the fires of battle to the blackest pits. Never had such large-scale war been engaged by mortals against immortals. Remember this victory, my brothers, for it seals and proves our methods. Never sleep, never surrender, never give up. Yes, my brothers, our method is good, and England is safer tonight thanks to you. Thanks to those of us bitten and killed by the enemy, or trembling hand when they turned against us. Do not tremble, my brothers, do not doubt. I cry tonight for the fallen comrades. I cry, for I'm an old man who finally saw my goal accomplished as I live my last years on this earth. The Guard of Prewin is only half a century old, and we have already accomplished much more than the traders of St. Paul in half a millennium. This was our first great hunt. Let them leeches who survived our wrath remember, we won't stop. From the Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the Guard of Prewin. Well, while we're here in this section of town, see where these others are. Okay, that one's up in Whitechapel. Good, I'll get it. I'm trying to stay away from the cemetery until after I've had a chance to upgrade weapons and spend my experience points. At least the Guard of Prewin won't respawn again, unless they manage to kill me again. Well, I say kill, but the game makes it pretty obvious you're not dying. It's just whatever. Reminds me I need to come back that other way and get through that gate. I wonder which side of this it's on. Oh, now I remember. It's actually in that warehouse, so I actually have to get up there and get into the warehouse. But to do that, I have to get around to the other side, which means fighting my way past all these skull. Who fortunately are only levels 8 and 9, so they're pushovers. The problem is the Prewin that are in the that are in the warehouse. Open up that big old box and all you find is a box of pills. You know, that reminds me of the giant box Dell sent once with a little tiny micro CF card all the way at the bottom of it. Oh God, another one of those. Which again, fortunately, is only 10th level, so it's a pushover.
Stupid fucking beast! Want some of this?
Yeah, I want you to follow me back in here and get some of this.
All of you bloody leeches need killing. A leech! A leech! There's one of them vermin!
And again, those aren't so bad, but only because they're lower level. Oh hey, bullets. And lid sticks. Springs. I can hear that there's more skull around here somewhere. Now I just have to find my way to wherever the box is. Which is not that way.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. Huh. There's a letter inside.
And I get to add yet another weapon to my inventory. I mean, look at this now. We've got the common machete, the bludgeon, the hacksaw, the hatchet, the scythe, the cudgel. There's not much difference between the Prewin stake and the common stake. as far as I'm aware. Except that the pre-win state can be upgraded a lot more. The first level makes it the same. The second level reduces stamina consumption. The next level can add even more stamina, or stun points. And the last one can add even more stamina, or direct blood absorption. I mean, hitting someone for 21 points of stun and sucking up some of their blood? Yes, please. It's worth upgrading. What? Oh, come on. You mean I'm not done with this? Or was it just pointing me? Well, there it is. Barrett, there is no easy way to say it, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on like this. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, it will crush him. And then he will kill you. We had some good time together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it, and I know it too. So I'm ending this right here and right now. If you agree with my decision, I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again, you, Joe, and me in time. And then the most important of our part of our story will have been preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me. Goodbye for now, Jane Peterson.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Well, if you give it to Joe, Barrett dies, so... Hold on, I'll be right back. I've got to take my medication. Okay, back.
Revolution is like the flu. No one is there.
As long as you have the money.
When science fails you, this elixir will give
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
Don't want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Do you have any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I guess what she does for people makes it all right in the end.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Oh, let's see what else we've got. Because, I mean, we've got 2 more investigations. We're going to have to go to the cemetery for that one. But finding someone who can read Braille, that one will be useful. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, let's go track down this Braille alphabet, who is not quite in the cemetery, apparently. Okay, in that case, let's stop by the hideout first. Don't have enough tiny common handle parts right now to upgrade that, but that increases the stun even more, 28 stun. I just realized that. Eventually 38 stun, possibly 41 stun. Yeah, worth it. Of course, the truncheon does stun too. 3, 6, 9, 12... 47, but it can't also inflict bleed. But we can definitely upgrade the revolver. Improve the damage to 68 or reduce the reload time to 9 seconds. I know which I prefer. You could also upgrade it to level 3, but let's see what's available for our Lupara as well. Yeah, okay, we can go ahead and upgrade to level 2 there. And again, decrease reload time to 6 seconds instead of 8, or to 8 seconds instead of whatever it was. Can't upgrade the machete anymore. And the hatchet actually does more damage, or the hacksaw. Hacksaw is faster and does less damage, drains less stamina. And absorbs blood points when it hits. Might be worth upgrading. So let's change out our weaponry here. I can never remember which category. The hatchet also attacks faster, by the way, so it's worth upgrading it. And we'll keep the hacksaw in our main hand, in our offhand. Common stake? Pre-win stake. But we'll make it our primary. And then on our offhand, for now we'll take the revolver. Going to go ahead and upgrade the revolver to level 3. The question now becomes, increase the rate of fire by 20%? Oh, okay. Higher numbers mean faster attacks, not lower numbers. Huh. Or stun points. No, I don't really need the increased rate of fire. Don't quite have enough common handle parts to upgrade that again. And you notice now the ultimates have become cute D-Factor. Now the ultimates have come around. You've got Rage. You lose control and let the beast take over for a short time. The beast teleports itself to all enemies around you and strikes them with furious blows. The Abyss, creating a shadow vortex at your target's feet, which interrupt an enemy in the area and inflict tremendous damage. or the blood cauldron. You focus your power to boil your target's blood, causing it to violently explode, dealing damage to the target and anything nearby. Basically, the art of turning someone else into a grenade. Reminds me of the, in Full Metal Alchemist, the Blood Alchemist. It's like, I need something explosive. You'll do! And using that guy to blow a hole in the wall. But right now, I don't even have enough blood capacity to use Blood Cauldron. I don't think. I'm still nowhere near being... Well, I'm not quite yet at level 12, so I can't unlock that. Shadow Veil is still an option. And Spring can eventually do a lot of damage or do moderate damage and plus stun. Oh, it is so tough to decide. 2,950? I don't know. I really don't. Actually, I think I might be able to use Blood Cauldron. I just can't upgrade it again until level 14. Let's see, 13, 14. Hey, I can do it. As of late, the rumors that surround Whitechapel are ripening into facts. In the last 3 months, the police have suspected the district of hosting what might be the heart of London's medicinal black market. But of course, these suspicions will remain assumptions, for no task force or additional police presence has been sent to Whitechapel. No large drug stocks have been found, nor crime lords arrested. This masquerade has only been planned as a desperate attempt to conceal the blatant incompetence of the London City Council's Board of Health by giving the populace a cheap and easy victory while the epidemic spreads more each day. Worst of all, when you take time to review the most recent statistics, you discover that the district of Whitechapel is coping with the disease much better than other parts of the city. Is it a miracle? Evidence of the activity of an illegal but efficient medical underground? More proof of the authorities' criminal incompetence? All I know is this: if a Londoner has a better chance to survive the epidemic by choosing to live in this godforsaken borough, I'm ready to move to any cheap flea-infested flat some shady landlord will agree to rent to me right now. And let's see, Father Tobias needs treatment for fatigue. Lewis needs fatigue. He's got fatigue. Ben's got neuralgia. I can't do a damn thing about that yet. Cadigan needs a treatment for cold. That leaves just Oswald and his migraine. And Dyson and his fatigue, which I should probably go back over there and take care of. But I need 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like 4 fatigue and 1 cold cure. Also, before I forget, thanks for stopping by, D-Factor. Well, yeah, if you really want the best ending in the game, you really do have to take the time to keep the health status of all 4 districts stable or better. Because as you can see, if the status drops low enough, they become outright hostile to you. So okay, so we'll go talk to Joe Peterson, who's right nearby.
You again? What do you want this time?
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
For there is no protection against malevolence and...
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
Faith gives me all I need, my son. If I must fall, then so be it.
No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra protection against the devil's work. Medicine.
Blessed be your generosity, my son.
Hypocrite much?
I have had enough for tonight. Goodbye.
And see, now that's Nurse Crane having started up her business. So now I've got 3 merchants in the Whitechapel district. It takes a little while after the encounter with her before she finally goes back to work. Okay, well, Barrett is right here.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Do you need help, sir?
To be honest, I'd prefer you take a look at my stuff. I'd rather be rich and sick than the contrary.
I don't quite agree, but I won't argue with you. Please, take this. You'll feel better.
Really? Free? Don't take it personally, but charity usually comes at a price. Human nature being what it is.
Right then. Show me what you have.
And see, once again, he has all these handle parts and trigger parts and everything else. Let me see what these break down into. Interesting. Oh, that's right. I'm going to have to go back to the hideout to see what those break down into. And then come back and talk to them and sell them whatever I want to sell out of it. Not that much, really. I mean, you just have to. If you want to go for the best ending, then you got to help keep people healthy by making these treatments, and then of course you can break down this other stuff. For instance, if I break down this alcohol, it becomes a glass vial and 2 doses of ferrous tartrate. I don't need any ferrous tartrate or glass vials at the time, so I'll probably sell them all of that. Watches break down into springs, screws, and grease, but those are all common components. Lead plates, lead sticks, lead rods. Well, I could definitely use some lead sticks. Bottle of cheap gin. I'll sell that. Just becomes glass vials. Cigarette cases become aluminum shards and aluminum powder. Pills. I might break it down for the clove essence. But otherwise, for the most part, I think I'm going to sell them most of this stuff and use it to buy those handle parts, because I need that for weapons upgrades.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your... Right then. Show...
$715. That's more than enough for me to get every handle part and trigger part he's got, and have a few hundred left over. Okay, thanks for stopping by, D-Factor. I appreciate the support. You have a good evening and sleep well, man. Need to find Cadigan. Well, last I saw him, he was over in that district.
Colossus. Perhaps I should look into him.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadigan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Not black and white, right or wrong.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reid, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
If I were entering into the world of street medicine, it would be on my terms and without such dubious associates as yourself, Mr. Bates.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reid tonic could have really helped people, you know, saved lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamburgh shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Let's see. Should probably come back down to the docks. See what I can find.
The Swanborough corridor can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have them.
Because I know that there's one guy down there with fatigue and several.
It's locked.
Well, yeah, that leads into West End. Needless to say, though, that's where the rich people live, is the West End in this game. And of course, their way of coping with the plague is basically to shut everyone else out.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Or just drunken courage, because it is a cordial. Two more handle parts. Useful. Damn it.
It's locked, all right.
And a common trigger part, and a couple of bullets. That's a good find. And more trigger parts and handle parts. I'm starting to wonder if the reason it's suddenly giving me more of those is because it's noticed that I've started upgrading my weapons. You know, like it's tying some of the loot drops to the fact that you have better than normal weapons. Crumpled letter. I'm tired of your crap, Clay. What did you do? All the bloody docs are gossiping about how my husband has just gut that stupid kid. How many times did I tell you to count to 20 before drawing your blade? How can we expect to do proper business and have people obey if you keep on killing everyone who dares cross you? Now rumor says some blokes from the dead's family are looking for you, and one of them even swore to kill you. Don't come home tonight. I've seen strange men patrolling the streets. They may be some commie militia or something like that sent to arrest you. Go to a safe place for a few days. Maybe go to the hospital or Whitechapel. Make yourself useful for once by checking if any business could be settled over there. When the situation is calmer, I'll send a wet boot boy so you know to come back. Edwina. And Edwina is one of the people that Clay is married to, Edwina Cox. One more hint, and that's probably going to be gotten from talking to his wife. And his wife, Edwina, lives down in the Docks District, which is where I'm heading, so maybe I'll meet up with her.
I said stay up. It's a leech! Hey, vermin!
Yep, sounds like you were busy today, that's for sure. And of course, fighting my way past more of these guys is the only way into the Docks District right now. That happens. I remember the one and only time I donated plasma. I ended up with a big old bruise on my left arm for days.
Easy does it, boys. We can do this. Christ, he's dead!
There we go. That gate at least has been unlocked for the rest of the game. Yep. I do remember. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. Oh, wait. I've already read that. Have I? Maybe not. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Clay is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion, even when it seems there are some new players around trying to dispute our territory. The wet booth boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met, that you never regretted leaving the gang, that the only thing you regret is never being able to put foot in the East End again to avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured you'd have my protection if you decide to pass by, and maybe we could talk again about new opportunities and job offers. You know I have always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life, old chap. Booth Digby. Booth has already tried to find a job so he could quit the wet boot boys.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right?
No, you ain't.
The Wet Boot Boys work for me.
No, they don't.
All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
And he doesn't need anything anyway. Speaking of Edwina...
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reid. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want, then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
And she also has handle parts and trigger parts, but only up through the common stuff. Also, bullets and shotgun shells. Well, at least I know who else I can come back to.
I have this thirst for blood.
Yes, you do, but why are you telling us this now? Oh, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5? Oh, more than that. Let's retreat a little bit. And... get off of me and let me heal. And let me heal again. And let me heal at all.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Well, there's one investigation done in this district. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. We still have a lot more people down at the docks. At least Sean is out of the way for now. But, let's see. 9 more? Wow.
Are you sure you'll be able to reach the docks alone?
Young man, I am perfectly capable of defending myself.
I'll find him later on the docks, I think. Ooh. Silver mirror. More shillings. Bloody letter. Dear Mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now that I'm about to take action, I can only quote Etienne de la Boétie. They only seem tall because we're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I intend to stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved Mother, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Kind of figured there'd be something in the building. There usually isn't. In this game, just about every building that you can actually enter has something in it. Haven't met her, so I don't know about her blood yet. Well, before I go further into the western docks, the taverns around here, and the guy that I know has fatigue is in the tavern. So,
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
you could afford other remedies if you did stop it.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist, and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reid.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people.
And he was the one that said it.
Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts. Fire. Broken window of the shoe shop. The torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
I tend to think that they don't usually pay you for drinking unless you're a taste tester.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
And kill your liver.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Is there...
How dare...
Why are you...
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
No
Let me tell...
Another time,
I'm trying to figure out why it keeps that
Is there
one.
any...
How dare...
Strange.
Goodbye.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet food boys get what's
Times like these are good drinks just as like...
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reid, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Times like these are good drinks.
Well, got two investigations in this part of town now.
long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
There's a bunch of people that are supposed to be somewhere near the docks, or near the pub. I just wonder where near the pub. I'm sure at least one of them is in one of these buildings.
It's locked. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Well, now we know he's here and he has a cold.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the dock, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Well, Rufus has anemia. If I'm not mistaken, I can treat that. Oh, let's see. Who else am I missing in this area? Well, there's Enid and Stella Fishburne.
I cannot enter.
I bet you I can enter from a different angle since I have a key to one of these warehouses.
It's locked.
Look at it! Fuck, he's fast! Oh, let's... Murdering bosses! Oh, Christ! Over there!
It's locked, all right.
I'll send you back in the fucking grave!
Oh, that's... there we go. There we are. Okay, I need 1 cold treatment, 1 anemia treatment. Need more lead sticks, and then I can upgrade the Prewin stake to level 4. More good handle parts, and I can upgrade the axe, or the hatchet, to level 4. Nice thing is, the stamina cost has come down to 25. Or 22.5, and then I can bring it down a little bit more if I can get it all the way to level 5.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Thanks for killing your friend for me. Hey, more trigger parts. I can probably upgrade one of my guns again. Oh, he's high level. Well, high level meaning 10 or higher. You can tell from the glow in their eyes. Another door unlocked. Once you unlock a door, the nice thing is it stays unlocked. I'm not sure if it's some sort of equivalent of a meat gate to keep you from going somewhere you're not supposed to. Until you're ready for it, but yeah. Let's check the investigations in the area, shall we? Because we have most of them.
It's locked.
A lot more handle parts and trigger parts. I might be able to upgrade my weapons again soon.
I cannot enter.
Well, let's see if we can, since we're here. Nope, we don't have enough good handle parts for that. We do have enough tiny good handle parts for that, but we don't have the extra lead stick we need. Don't have enough good trigger parts to upgrade the revolver again, but we can at least upgrade the Lupara. Okay, how do we get around to the other side of that gate? I need to make sure next time I'm there to remember to open the gate so that it stays unlocked.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked.
Well, how do I get around to the other side of that? Oh, hey. Oh, come on.
It's locked, all right.
Newspaper article. Youth arrested for attempted murder. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder in the renowned restaurant The Silver Bell on Percival Street. No wonder he's here. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed the policeman who answered our questions. It is likely that Watts will feel the full force of His Majesty's courts for this transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at least.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Well, that's that investigation complete in the course of doing this one. Can't argue with that. Arg. I wish I would stop forgetting that everything on that side is locked off for some reason, except for the one route that I have to follow to get back up there. And that remains locked. So... bloody how the heck does it expect me to get over to where what's-his-name's mother is? I really want to find my way over to that area that it's marking for me, because that will... that'll take me past, oh, at least I can go take, Tom's liquor to him. While I'm on my way, trying to find my way around to where this other investigation ends.
Let's turn around if I were you.
You will note that I did not turn around.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
More text in Braille. I wonder if it, let's see, investigations. I need to go talk to Thelma, but also...
No one dares go out. Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologise, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
There was nothing left in the warehouse?
Fair enough. I guess it was a long shot.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member.
Okay, have a
at the
nice
time.
day, Chameleon June. And
proud,
thanks for stopping by.
wet
I
boot boy.
appreciate your support.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite, an easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. Selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
I wonder if it's the same landlord that we know in this game.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
I think so.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide, and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others, and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reid. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Have all of his hints but one.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Giving me a laugh. Should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reid. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the colour of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Well, got me more information. And I can go on ahead and talk to Seymour and Rufus.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reid? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
I so love to gaze at the stars.
Okay. That, I think, is everyone treated for tonight, except her. And I still need to find these 5 people. I still don't think I can get to where... Okay, I'm going to look this up. There has got to be a way to get over there.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out in this garden. Something, sweet. I guess.
weapons ready! We found one! Fuck, it's fast! Oh, Christ! Ah!
It's locked, all right.
It's a leech! Ah! Bloody leech!
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary. This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top!
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects. May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace. Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then?
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
I want to know...
I'm still in that.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Well, that's 3 out of 4, and the 4th one starts somewhere in this district.
Seen any new faces round here?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reid. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
I was still hoping to find a lead stick. I need a lead stick, not a lead rod, in order to upgrade my stuff. Oh. Sell that truncheon, I'm never going to use it. Sell the bracelet because it can't be broken down into anything. I'm surprised he would consider reselling his pocket watch. Actually, I need good handle parts, not common handle parts, but you're welcome to the extra stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one, because we can't complete that one until later in the chapter. I don't know if you heard me, but I mentioned, because my mic may have been turned off, but I mentioned that apparently Enid, her house is on the other side of a locked gate until later in the chapter. And I get so tired of this. Because I keep left-clicking on the on the map, trying to click and drag the thing, but you can't click and drag on it. So I keep accidentally setting waypoints.
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Now, somewhere out here is, let's see, southern edge of the docks facing the pier, I think is where it is. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of it. But yeah, there's somewhere around here.
Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Somewhere around here is a narrow corridor with a bunch of barrels in it, but also a chest with stuff in it. Eh. Aluminum powder and aluminum shards. Do not need. Wouldn't be down here, would it? No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Now this one, we could give the necklace back to Stella, but if we want to learn more about Seymour, we need to give it to him.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reid. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum. I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
I think that last hint is gotten from talking to his mom. Okay, well, we're only about 15 minutes away from the 4-hour mark, so this is where I'm gonna call it for now. When we pick up
Goodbye,
next
Mr.
time,
Fishburne.
we'll finally go up to the cemetery and find out more about what happened to Mary. So, with that in mind, thank you again, everyone, for your support. If you're new and watching this, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and have a great rest of your day.